Talk about elation, talk about excitement, talk about being delighted of a story that every modern manager would go on to be happy about. And obviously, Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and reacted to the takeover that is going to happen maybe before March next year in 2023 as the Glazers pave way to the new owners of Manchester United in the next year of 2023 that should happen in the first quarter of the new financial year. Welcome to United Matters channel. A lot has been talked about the takeover, teams coming in through, the Glazers, Avram Glazer spotted at the stadium after watching the semi-final World Cup between France and Morocco. He had lots of things to say, though he really shied away at certain questions. But obviously, here at the United Matters channel, this is what we do, breaking the stories down and bringing them to you as you guys never thought they would come to your ears. Smash the like button, comment and share. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. One will ask me, Rokani, how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the subscription button by smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Rokan David is my name, and let's get into this Erik ten Hag scenario that is gonna hit to excite very many fans of United all over the world. With me, I'm excited, I'm elated, and we thank God for this to happen. Now, Ten Hag, for the very first time, has spoken about the United takeover, and in his own words, this is what he had to say. I look at that competition around the English Premier League. They all have the opportunity to invest. It's tough competition between 7 or 8 clubs. That's a change in circumstance when you compare with 5 or 10 years ago. So the competition is much tougher. And when he hits about the competition, I think he's right. He's hitting the nail on its top. 5 years back, or 10 years back, United was competing with Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. You get? 4 or 5 teams were competing for that. And when you go back, like 15 years back, it was a race of 4. Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Arsenal. That was it. And way back, in the years of 2000, it was a competition between 2 teams, Manchester United and Arsenal. If United never won, it was Arsenal. But when you look at the current situation in the Premier League, it's really alarming. When you look at the table of the Premier League and how it's standing, Arsenal on top, Man City second, Newcastle third, Tottenham Hotspur fourth, United fifth, Liverpool I think is sixth. Then there are teams like West Ham are really coming in through to do the needful, meaning that Aston Villa is also putting in huge investment. They are trying to see to it that they be on top of the competition, meaning that in the next 1 or 2 seasons, we are going to be having 8 competitors of the league. To bring you up to speed, 5-10 years back, we had a top 4. Now we are having the top 6. We are having the top 6 compete for the 4 positions of the Champions League. So I really feel that Ten Hag is really right on this because the competition is more stiff than it was way back. Now, Samuel Lucas again told us that we spoke about the culture we want. We spoke about objectives, goals, and the culture. And Arnold confirmed it won't change. It will be even better because more money will become available for this project. So Ten Hag was promised by Richard Arnold that the takeover is going to bring in more money for the project. And when we talk about bringing in more money for the project, it's really evidenced at teams like Man City, the power of money. If I told you go back to 2006 when Shanawatra, I think by that time was the Prime Minister of, was it Thailand or Pakistan, one of those 2 countries, he took over Man City. Man City started to evolve in 2006. They signed Robinho, Gareth Bale, this not the Gareth Bale of Wales, the Gareth Bale, the English one who was playing at, I think was playing at Everton. They signed him. They brought in the likes of Kolo Toure. They brought in Adebayo Emmanuel, Robinho, and very many other huge players that Man City really came in through. Then they elevated and went to the likes of Samil Nasri. They brought Kun Aguero, Edin Dzeko, Kolarov. It has been an elevation and revolution of close to how many years? 16 years of Man City swimming in money to see to it that they've reached where they were. If it was not money, Man City wouldn't have turned into what they are right now. They are what they are right now because of the money that was insanely injected into them. And it shows you the power of United. However much we've not been winning trophies, but our name is still up there, meaning that the Glazers have done a very bad job and a very huge investment is needed, as Erik ten Hag is hinting onto this, that there is no way we are moving forward without money. Now, he said, my information is that new takeover will only be good things because there will be more investment possible, which is good. And when you look at how these other teams are really investing, you come out and ask yourself, what is United all about? You see, the only season we've spent £200 million in the summer, the Glazers have cried empty. They've not even received dividends. They're supposed to receive in January close to 15 or 20 million pounds. That's why they've gone ahead to sell the club, because they don't want to inject more money in the club. It was their cash cow that they've milked dry, and now they're selling it because they can't really manage the level at which the game of football has really gone at. The investment levels have really got to the next level. You need to be spending close to £200 million for the next 3 seasons. Sorry, we need to be spending £200 million per summer for the next 3 summers to be in those levels of competing for the Champions League, World Cup and the Premier League. Let me give you an example that is clear. Jurgen Klopp, when he came in through, he was criticizing teams that were buying in players expensively. But guess what? After losing to Real Madrid in the Champions League final, courtesy of the mistakes of his central defenders and the goalkeeper, guess what he did? He sold Coutinho to Barcelona at £130 million, and he got that amount of money and bought only 2 players, Virgil van Dijk at £75 million and Alisson Becker at £70 million. Then he went ahead to win the Premier League and the Champions League in the next 2 seasons. It shows you what investment really brings. If you're going to invest in to get in quality, you have to spend much. Look at the players on the market right now that we can go for. Look at Caicedo, £70 million. The other player, Denzel Dumfries, close to £50 million. The other one that is going to come in through, all United is eyeing, Frankie de Jong, €80 million. That is like £70 million. The other player that might come in through at United is a centre forward, close to 75 million pounds. So it shows you that the investment has really taken another shift. Football players are really going to be more expensive than they've ever been in a world market, because a lot of money has been injected in the game of football to an extent that an 18-year-old, look at Jude Bellingham, is going for 150 million pounds. Provided you are good, you should go for a very good amount of money. So, Mikhailo Modric, Arsenal are really looking for a player, and a team in Ukraine is calling for 100 million euros. That is 85 million pounds. It shows you how crazy the market is, meaning that if at all you cannot match up with the heat in the kitchen, you are obviously going to be thrown out of the kitchen because you can't handle the smoke and the heat. That's it. So, the reason as to why Erik ten Hag is happy about the takeover, it's because he's going to be able to handle the heat in the kitchen. And how do you handle the heat in the kitchen? Obviously, by bringing in able owners who are really going to go out and spend huge in the markets, especially as far as transfers are concerned for a team like Manchester United. That's it, and that's why Ten Hag is excited. Then he went ahead to let us know that Richard Arnold told me United owners are open to selling the club. The Glazers are open and transparent. I was informed by the club, but I'm not talking with the owners about this issue. So, it's open. By the time it came out in the news, we knew that it was really going to happen this way, and a potential takeover was going to take place. United needs to be sold. Its brand is really gigantic. We are one of the biggest teams in the world, and we have lots of supporters around the world, and it is on record that we are a club that makes news. Every agent would love to link his player or client to Manchester United, because when you're linked to Manchester United, obviously the world will know about you. You get? We are heading into the January transfer window. Very many players are going to be linked to Manchester United. Kim Leung-jae, you've seen a player in America who plays as a centre forward. Every kind of centre forward is going to be linked to Manchester United in the January transfer window. Reason being, we are the white sheep. When you are linked to Manchester United, the entire world will know. That's it. So I believe Ten Hag is confirming the takeover, and let's wait and see what's going to be happening at this takeover. Then Ten Hag told Samuel Lucas, yes, I think it's all about strategy, not just money. It's clear that when you don't have the right players and quality players, you'll not be successful and achieve the targets you set. Obviously, I've been saying this occasionally. The best thing that has ever happened to Manchester United ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left is Ten Hag. He's telling you that you need to go on and sign the right players of quality. Look at the players at Manchester United. Do you know that Ten Hag is sieving and most of the players are really leaving? Ten Hag won't have Maguire and Lindelof in the next 2 seasons here. He won't have Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He won't have Freddie Rodriguez. He won't have which other player? Those are 5. You get? Meaning that he's going to almost get out the entire team. He's going to, at a point X, will get rid of David De Gea. You get? Because he believes that the quality at United is really low. It dropped up to a level that we cannot compete at the levels of Man City. You see, the example best comes out in the second half game of Man City. When you had Scott McTominay and Eriksen into that midfield, were annihilated. But the mere adding in of Casemiro in that midfield, things changed. They changed totally. They brought another classic player, Martial. Things changed totally. That's what class means. And I would like to let people know that if quality is there in abundance in your team, then success is guaranteed. Let no one lie to you. Imagine if at all United can bring Frankie de Jong in that team. They bring Denzel Dumfries. We get in another two decent defenders. We get in another decent striker and another left-footed right attacking midfielder. Like in every position, you're having 2 players that can come out and compete favorably, like you see Man City. What does that mean? It means we are going to go on and really win because we are a better team and we can beat Man City left, right, and center. Turn Old Trafford into a no-go zone and a fortress that obviously sends you to winning the title. Look at Arsenal, just an investment that has been consistent for 2 summers of a minimum of £130 million per summer. They're on the top of the table, 5 points ahead of Man City. That's why Ten Hag is telling you that when you sign quality players and bring them on, you are really going to get success in the near future. Then the competition is really tough, so you need the right players. I've talked about the right players and the competition being tough. I talked about it at the beginning of the video. Then he went ahead to let us know that Newcastle are coming. They have done well. They did the right investment, and that is what you have to value. Make the right environment and culture, and he has done really well. Even West Ham may be now in the table, but they have huge investment. Now, you see Newcastle where they are, it's because of huge investment. And if United gets a new owner that is going to come out and really inject in some good amount of money, like £200 million per summer, we'll be having quality players, and obviously we can beat Newcastle on their game. And how do you beat them on their game? By knowing that United are winners. You are going to come here and win. Every player, amidst lacking money, they want to win. I think Newcastle are like 2-3 seasons far away from winning, but I know they will win. Now, to go on and beat them and to be able to see to it that you get players that they would go on and compete for favorably with you, you have to go on and get an investor who who is going to enable United win immediately. We need immediate winning to see to it that we can clinch either a Champions League or a Premier League in the near future, because our records are really going to be turned down. Look at Liverpool. They're now having 6 Champions Leagues. They're having 19 league trophies, one behind United from leveling to 20 that we have a season, the record. So we need to pump in more money to get the levels it's supposed to be, and that's what Ten Hag is calling for, because the likes of Newcastle are also coming in through. Then he said, I have met the Glazers. Yes, I don't speak to them that often, but I've met them. I've spoken to them before I was appointed and when I was appointed. So him meeting the Glazers was great, because I think he threw exactly to them what he wanted. And I believe towards the end of the transfer window, he told them that, you guys, when I met you, told me that you're going to put investment or invest in this team. Get out money and get me the players I want. It's your team that has failed to negotiate these deals in time of Anthony, De Jong, and very many others that I wanted to come to the club. Why don't you get me the money? And I think they had to go out and spend huge in the dying days of the transfer window. And obviously, that is something that we will never forget at the Glazers, but because they've spent lots of money and they've stolen money from United and not investing season in, season out, that's why you've come in through and hit them hard season in, season out. Then Ten Hag speaking on the Glazers when he was appointed, we spoke about how we will work together and how we are going to achieve our objectives, but the most contact is with Richard Arnold, the CEO of the club. Obviously, that's what it's supposed to be, because United doesn't have an elite sporting director. That's it. You can't tell me that John Mata is going to do the job. And I bet when new people coming through, I think Richard Arnold might survive because of his financial and banking record and knowledge. But Mata won't survive because he is not an elite sporting director or sports director, and he has never done that at any club successfully. He's just learning on the job. We need to get in a person who has been knowing this, and he has been doing this for years, to bring the experience at the club. Then Abraham Glazer was found at a game in Qatar, and they asked him some questions, and this was his reply. Adam Leveno is a journalist, broadcaster for The Athletic, and this is what the Abraham Glazer has to say. It's not necessarily the sell, it's a process, and we are going to forward with the process, so we'll see what happens. I think he is really repeating the words he said way back, I think like 1 month back, when the story broke up that United is up for sale in Florida, when he was met at a restaurant. He said the same words, so there is no need to come out and repeat explaining what he said, because these things are already explained. But the good thing sorry about that, but the good thing in all this is the club is up for sale, and the Glazers have finally given up and they are willing to sell. Avram Glazer was then asked about how interested parties there have been, and said, I'm here, Qatar, to really watch the World Cup, but I appreciate your interest. So he never really gave them the reply they wanted. Then we've been told by Adam Leventhal that Manchester United co-owner Avram Glazer has refused to be drawn on the current timescale of the takeover involving the club, but has told Athletic the process is proceeding. And obviously that's what we want, we as the fans of United, to see to it that this process is put in order to run and go, because this is what we did at the club. We've always needed it, and obviously it's really happening, and that's all about the Glazers takeover and Ten Hag reacting to the Glazers departure. Very much excited and elated. So guys, tell me what you think about Ten Hag reacting to the Glazers departure in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and keep it United Matters channel. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Sign out for now. See you later. More is yet to come onto this channel. I'm out.